Fremantle.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And here we are, only a few days from the bizarre event at which the Leader of the Opposition failed to provide any detail about his strange nuclear fantasy, apart from the 7 reactor locations, which we already knew, more or less. It was good to see the Coalition finally acknowledge that nuclear is so profoundly uncommercial and uninsurable that the only way any reactor would ever be built in Australia would be through an eye-watering Sydney Harbour-scale waste of taxpayers' money. But we still don't know how much they'll cost to build, when they might be operational, how much energy they'll deliver, which country and company will build them, what will be the price of energy, and how long will the guaranteed offtake agreements run. And there was a lot of confusion, Deputy Speaker, about how the consultation is going to work, or whether that would be genuine consultation in any meaningful sense. Interesting to note that the Shadow Minister for Energy, when he chaired an inquiry into nuclear power generation in 2019, chose as the title for his inquiry report, "Not Without Your Consent." But now it sounds like he shifted to a different title altogether, more like "You'll get nuclear when we tell you to get nuclear." Deputy Speaker, it's interesting to see how much credit the Leader of the Opposition is getting from some commentators for being brave enough to make a paper-thin announcement with no detail based on a proposition that can fairly be described as deeply unintelligent. If you look to what the actual experts say, as the ABC has reported, Damien Nix of AGL Energy said, "The cost, build time and public opinion are all prohibitive." Jeff Dimery, CEO of Alinta Energy, compared the federal opposition's plans to replace coal plants with nuclear power to looking for unicorns in the garden. Whereas Brett Chatfield, Chief Investment Officer of Cbus Super, said, "We don't see nuclear as really being a part of the energy transition going forward." And of course, Deputy Speaker, we know that even the head of the IEA has said nuclear isn't the right choice for Australia. But Deputy Speaker, I want to take a minute to give people at home a sense of the global reality when it comes to the comparison of nuclear versus renewables. In 2022, there was US $495 billion invested in non-hydro renewables. That was a 35% increase from the previous year, and it represented 74% of all new generation investment. In the same year, the nuclear spend was only US $35 billion. That's barely 7% of the spend on renewables. In 2022, the world added 348 gigawatts of renewable energy and only 4 gigawatts of nuclear. The following year, last year, 2023, the world added 440 gigawatts of renewables, a 26% jump on the previous year. And meanwhile, net nuclear energy capacity globally actually decreased by 1 gigawatt. Last year, China alone added 217 gigawatts of renewables and only 1 gigawatt of nuclear. And so, Deputy Speaker, let's compare the pair. A nuclear reactor versus a hydro storage project with similar dispatchable power capacity. The British nuclear reactor, Hinkley C, being built by the French company EDF, which was renationalised last year on the brink of bankruptcy. It's already hugely delayed and has already experienced a massive cost blowout. The site was selected in 2010. Currently, it's predicted to commence operation in 2031. That is 21 years from go to woe for a country that has operated nuclear for a long time. At present, it will cost $90 billion for 3 gigawatts of energy, and it depends on a 35-year offtake agreement under which the British government guarantees to buy all the electricity produced at an indexed price that's already considerably more than what they pay for wind energy from the North Sea. On the other side of the equation, Deputy Speaker, you have Snowy 2.0, a hydro storage project for firming renewable energy commissioned by the Turnbull government. At present, it will cost $12 billion and dispatch 2 gigawatts of energy with a much shorter time frame from announcement to delivery and no long-term waste legacy issues and costs. The former is the very definition of a multi-decade economic disaster for which the British will continue to depend upon the French. The latter is an example of the cost-effective transition we're making to an affordable and substantially Australian-made clean energy independence. The latter is the kind of outcome you get from the sensible and responsible, fully costed, fully detailed, adult national energy policy of the Albanese government. What you would get from the coalition would be a massive blow to Australia as an investment destination and as a trusted regional and global partner through their decision to trash the Paris Climate Agreement, while at the same time putting Australia in hock for generations by wasting hundreds of billions of dollars on a 70-year-old technology that is in decline globally and for which we will always be dependent on another government. Deputy Speaker, let's have that debate by all means.